We're trying to start grass today on May 18th. We got the chopper here by the fuel pump. He had it shut off while fueling, and he goes to start it back up, and it won't start. And there is no fuel. Yes, Henry. Don't worry, Captain Shotgun is here. He is riding shotgun. And Ava is helping too. She's got her own Christmas makeup that she rediscovered today, apparently.
Yeah, because I used my mom's makeup last year.
Holy Jesus.
Don't fall down. Don't fall down, Henry.
You just saw his first reaction of it. So now we gotta figure out why it's not getting fuel.
I know why.
Why?
Because it doesn't work.
Ain't got no gas in it.
No, it doesn't work.
Well, we pulled the truck up, and we're gonna use the air from the truck, blow it through the lines to clean it out backwards. We're thinking some debris got in there and plugged it up. It's the only thing we could think of. I would have grabbed the other air blower, but I didn't know you were doing this, because I was grabbing other stuff when he got this. So.
How he did that?
That truck doesn't have an air dryer right now.
Oh, here we go.
He's got to turn it. He's on a mission. That's not a lot of air. What a great start. I missed it, but no, I don't need you don't need a piss fuel everywhere for the camera.
Well, we gotta clean it up anyway.
But he blew it back, and now there's fuel coming. Well, she filled up that the bottom jar.
It's coming up.
The bottom.
We are not in the south, boys.
We are not in the south.
We don't even know if they say that there.
Bottom.
He's from Alabama.
Whoa.
I have a friend from Alabama.
You can ask him if that's what they say.
Why do we have? What does that cover?
Christoph's not making a mess. He's simply liquefying the threads.
We'll have to get something. We'll have to clean that up.
We're trying to start it. Pleasant Valley Farms just went by with their Big M. Oh, she's almost starting. We're trying right now.
Hey! Where's the camera?
I have the camera.
I don't know.
Alrighty.
I didn't know. He's trying to start it. You got one Big M there. You got one down there. And there's a third one that's coming by. So, yeah, 3 Big M. I think the other one was a 450 as well. So, so yeah. 3 450s on the same road. Yeah. Look at that. It's Franklin County.
That's a lot of Big M in one driveway.
Right, that's what I said.
That's funny.
Yep.
Give her a try. Sounds like she wants to start. I stopped mowing because it wasn't running. So. Maybe.
Is it pumping?
It doesn't really feel.
That's the problem. It doesn't feel like it is.
Yeah, there's not much there.
There's a lot of air in there.
Is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, okay.
You have fuel coming.
That's more pumping than it was.
Yeah, because it gets hotter, so it stops.
Yeah.
Hey, try it again. Hey, wait! I'm gonna pull the turn line away.
See if there's air in there. Yeah, that does happen. Roger did say you should take that off.
Yeah, fuel coming in, right? So.
You gonna leave it cracked open?
Yeah.
Try it! Your old chopper ready?
Try it again.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
fuck the battery charger.
So we just got it running. Andreas left, so I didn't actually record it. I'll ask Christoph what he actually did. We called Roger up and he told him to do something, but I was not sure what it was. We put the booster. This pickup can send everything except the lawnmower on the booster. It'll help start a chopper. So I'll ask him in a minute what he did to it though.
What'd you do? I put a vice grip on the return line.
So you blocked it?
Blocked it. So the air had to go through the piston.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, this one right here is the return line. And Roger told him to put a vice grip on it. That way, any air or whatever can't actually return through the system. And it forces the air to go through the injectors. And that's what it started, like 3-4 cranks after that started right up. It pushed the air right out. So, I think maybe he's mentioned it before, but we forgot.
I gotta mention today, I'm leaving the shop right now. So today, a guy from Newport, I was up at the heifer barn, but Christoph was here. A guy from Newport, they were in Berkshire doing some pavement work, and then they got done their job, and I think he said they had about a ton of pavement left, and they were just gonna take it back to the shop, and I think he said just dump it because they didn't have any use for it. And the guy happened to be a subscriber, and he said, you know what, I'll just see if, well, we want it. And I mean, we weren't expecting it at all, but you know, it came in handy. We fixed a bunch of holes in the driveway. We've actually been wondering for a little while, now that the snow melted and we saw how bad all the holes were, how we were gonna fix that, because some of them were actually pretty bad there. So it came in very handy. That I'm very sorry to the guy, but I don't know his name. Christoph, I think, said Jim, but he's from Newport, and he brought us some pavement, which was very nice of him. We got one of Pleasant Valley Farms Big M's right here. I think that's the 450. Yeah, that's one of them. And we're gonna head back to Christoph. Today is the car show for Pinecone. It's the first one of the year, and it's packed. It's not as crazy packed because when it's really bad, people are on the road, but it's kind of early, so it'll be fuller. Gerhard is raking the Pinecone grass field right here. And I'm sorry about how nasty the windows are. This thing was hauling well, liquidy kind of manure all winter long, and we just haven't got around to cleaning the windows yet. We will. I didn't have the camera for my first load, but going. The last field we were in had really nice grass. This one didn't get manure, so it's a lot less, but it's young grass, so the quality's good. I'm hoping. That's the game plan, at least. The corn in this field right here, it's already an inch out. Some of the corn is already farther along. I didn't stop and record it for you guys, but it's about yay far out. We gotta go to the back section, so that's why we're coming back from that way. So, it's day 2 of this extravagant event of chopping first cut. Is about going as good as a first day would. This morning I was doing some plumbing. The airlines that we run to the back that would normally run the tail, the closing gate for Alex's diller, we plumbed up to run the air piston for the tailgate. So I got that done this morning on this. All we did is the old manual lever, we drilled a hole in years ago and attached a piston, and then when you don't use it with air, you have it disconnected and the air can go, you can just run this by hand and use the bungee cord to keep it shut, and it works good. Now this isn't our headache. Our headache is that black puddle of oil that just developed while he was sharpening this morning. And he was saying that an oil leak was an oil hose is loose, and we gotta pull the tire off because you can't get to it otherwise. It's stupid. I got the hose right here off. It's a bad hose that just started leaking when he was sharpening. So what's the chances in life, right? Christoph wanted to take the tire off, but then he had to go to a meeting just barely that just came up. So he's running off to do that. He forgot about it. So we're gonna try doing it without pulling the tire off. It doesn't take a lot of work to pull the tire off, but it kind of does suck at the same time because they're not little tires. But Christoph's a little bigger than us in the size department, so we can squeeze in a little tighter area. So we're gonna get in there and get it out. You took off the wrong one, I think.
No, you do both.
Oh, you gotta do both for that hose? That's the chances. So he's taking off the holder bracket, and then he's already got the inside off. It's right here. And then we can run to Napa, and Eli is going to fix us up a new hose, right? Oh yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but we're coming.
He knows. Terry was like, I'll see you later.
He knows us too well. Once it's busy season, there's always something broken. But we'll get this off. Birdie's thinking skinny, and he's doing it. It looks like it makes everything harder, but it makes it faster if you can not take extra parts off. And we'll get there. We'll get this done and we can start chopping. Otherwise, the chopper is ready. And I think I gotta, either Christoph already did it or I have to still. On the other trailer, you guys saw when we were doing it, we would put valves in so we could switch over. Say like this truck that didn't have the air plumbing like this set up, we could run any truck on it to run the tailgate and the rear lift suspension. So we put like a handful of valves in so we could switch it back and forth to running off the truck, doing everything in the cab or getting out. And when we ran this truck on that trailer, sometimes we could flip it back, and that's why it's been running like that. But now we went to put it back to being able to do everything in the cab from Ferdy's truck. One of the valves was bad, so we had to put a new valve in it. Somehow it went bad already. So I couldn't run it in the cab last night, but it's not the end of the world. Yep. And then Alex was running this. Every single load, she forgot to reclose the lever, so that's why we plumbed it up on the air today. Really? Every load. It was, she never forgot to open it, but she always forgot to close it. She'd get in the field and Christoph would be loading her like, gotta close your tailgate.
Yeah, Alta had to drive further ahead because it's different.
Yeah, she was driving like with your head next to your head, the driving, next to the grass head, like a feed box, but she needs to have the tires up there because the box is sitting back here.
You staying here or you going down?
Ferdy and me got that hose done. Chopper's ready. Ferdy went to mow. Christoph's back. And then Gerhard called just now that he had a tire blowout. And a tube for the little rake tire blew a pinhole. And then the tire was dry rotted anyway, so we're slapping a new one on. And in our good fashion, we don't have a spare made up, even though we have a handful of rims, but they're all flats too. Ryan is here. He's helping today.
Part-time handicap.
He is part-time handicap. He just had elbow surgery.
1 second. Wait. Surgery on Tuesday. We're going to the farm on Friday.
I knew he got surgery on Tuesday, so I figured he was out of his work. So I was like, you want to come push?
Better than sitting at home doing nothing. And cleaning the house.
So we're slapping a new tube in, put this back together, and Gerhard will be back going. Ryan made a good point. I asked him to find some lube, and he found a bottle of Febreze we had in the bathroom, and I don't know how many people have ever mounted tires with a Febreze bottle, but we sure just did.
It's the only thing in a squirt bottle I can find, so it's gonna have to work.
It's working. I got the old one off with it, and Christoph's putting the new one on. I just did the wheel bearing on this tire 2 days ago, and now we had to pull it back off.
Okay, here.
Fill this thing. Get you out of my way.
Isn't that some brotherly love?
It is.
That bead went on. It's the other side that didn't go on.
I know.
Put your finger in there.
Right. No, let's open it up one more time. See if I can for a little balance.
We got the tire put back on. It was that back, well, to your guys' left. If you're sitting behind the machine, it's the back right. But that one,
Why did he come down?
tire blew.
Oh.
So Garrett's folding back up, and he's gonna be heading out. In the winter, I told you I changed that potentiometer for the 3-point inch, and I got them calibrated during the corn planter when it was on there. It was enough weight, so now the arms work good. Last year, it would randomly lift up or down when he was running it. Probably has a loose tooth. No, it wasn't set right. And when you were raking, it would lift up all the way or down randomly, so the potentiometer was bad. Got that figured out. Now the arms work great. He's rolling out. Christoph's about to. Alex is actually grabbing food right now because my mom is getting parts. So yeah, it fell off the gun. And then Ferdy's gonna drive truck until she's back.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run both trailers. Ryan is our pushing machine today. And then Philip, who would normally drive truck, but because we have the 2 trailers today, he is actually gonna go spread manure with the white Western Star. Try to get some of that done too at the same time. We're finally rolling. This got raked yesterday. It's a little dry, but not bad yet. So we would have been started a while ago, but that blown hose while sharpening really put a damper on us. And then we had the tire on the rake, so all hand in hand, we're about 2 hours later than starting than we want to.
Almost make that other one flop too. That one doesn't bother me at all. That one is not in my way.
They're talking about the sideboards.
This one sucks. This one sucks. That one, it's just like this one like this. Not a big deal.
When we made it, this truck, the sideboards, the right side of the trailer is, I want to say 6 inches higher than the left side. So it's kind of, he could shoot in on an angle down, so it's not a big deal. That one, when we made it equal because the truck itself, the trailer itself has a lot higher sidewalls than this one. So we made them equally as tall because otherwise the one on the left would have only been like this much of a sideboard and that would have been useless. So we made them the same so they're at least both a foot tall. But chopping grass into it kind of sucks because then he has to shoot straight down instead of being able to shoot at an angle. But it's not an end of the world because we made them flipping for grass. We just keep them down. In corn, we leave it up and he deals with it. But and we like being able to flip them up when we get a load of sawdust and stuff like that. Can hold a whole extra bucket or 2 depending on how I'm feeling that day on packing it in. So we love the folding sideboards. It definitely added a day or 2 of work to the sideboard project, but it was worth the headache because now that we're using it, it gets flipped up and down more times than we can remember already. And like on this trailer, when you take them off, you leave them off for a long time until you know that you don't need them off anymore and you put them back on because it's a pain in the butt. But for that thing, you want them up one day or you want them down in a couple hours, it takes about a minute to flip. We're headed up the King Road now, and Marcus, he took over the 84, the little one, and he spread manure already. He is on a mission. So he's gonna spread this field and probably this one right here. I guess it's not the same technically, we don't count it the same. One's the top and one's the bottom section. But he's gonna spread that. And they are not on the hill right now. They must be doing the top section first. Alex is getting chopped into. I really don't gotta follow along too much. We're gonna see how she does this corner. She keeps forgetting a couple times that she has a trailer and not her straight job. But today she got a lot better at remembering. Yesterday it was the first time and it was really throwing her off. Because it was her truck. It's not like she was in this truck like it was in Ferdy's, so she knew it was a tractor trailer truck. It was in hers. So it was throwing her off that hers was a trailer and had a box on it. But you see, she's waving, that you gotta have your loader tires up by the head. So this trailer doesn't hold too much more than Alex's straight job box. But the reason we didn't put her box on is just the convenience of not having to put the slider kit on.
How fast do you want Marcus to drive, Krista?
I don't know, 5 miles, 5 miles.
We got Pierre now in the pushing tractor. So Ryan was pushing all day, but he told me at 6 o'clock tonight he's got to go, and it's just 6 o'clock now. And then Pierre actually came and he was helping fix the rake. And then I was like, do you want to come, do you want to do some pushing? Because Ryan's got to leave. He said, sure. So now that it's dumped, it's going down. And so I pushed this. That lifts the suspension up on the trailer, and then I got my tailgate right here. It's kind of a mess in here, but it is what it is. So when we were building the trailer for this truck, there was an extra switch slot right here. So we cut it out, and it was actually, I think, for like a light, or it was just a filler and it had nothing. So it didn't exactly fit one of these switches, so we had to kind of trim it, but that would just be one of your dump suspensions. We got that plumbed in, so down is down for the airbags on the trailer and up is up. And then your tailgate is the normal open close valve. Works great because we don't like dumping this trailer because it's air ride with the suspension up. We have when the dump valve system wasn't working, but we don't like it. So, man, can't find a gear. It works good. Headed down the King Road with a full load. And I was hoping to catch Marcus spreading the field over here, but the manure is a little thin right now. I threw the pump in, and well, actually, funny story with that. I didn't get it on camera because I forgot it in the house. But when we had to go up to the heifer barn with the tractor and get the pump. And then everyone knows that the 1086 was running the potash spreader. Well, when Gerhard unhooked the 1086 from the potash, I guess he doesn't really know, but anyone that knows the old International, they have the adapter fittings on the hydraulics to go from the International style to what the industry standard is now for hydraulic fittings. And he didn't know that was a thing, because he doesn't do tractor stuff a lot, but it's not, he knows how to drive. It's just maintenance stuff he doesn't know. But he didn't know about that, and we go to hook the pump on for it, and me, we're like, where the hell are two of the couplers? And I go, Gerhard unhooked it, and he probably didn't know about that. So Boucher's has our couplers, but we just found out today. It's funny. So we got to get those back, and so we had to hop hoses around the whole time to be able to get the pump in the pit. Some nice grass in this field. This is one of the drier ones, so we're actually able to get manure on it all the time. Grows great. Alright, I went to the wrong row. I gotta go to that one over there. From this angle, the grass head looks fine. The other angle, with that panel off, she looks used and abused. I'll be honest. She's seen her acres. We're not the first owners of that. This is Richie Rainville's old head. We actually bought it from him. It's been a great head for us. It was a good head for him. It's been a good head for us. But after first cut, we got to rebuild the pickup system. We're really hoping it makes it through first cut. If I showed you footage of how we're running it right now, we 100% should have rebuilt it this winter. Gonna be honest, we didn't check it all in the fall. We should have. But, you know, there's a million things to do, a million things you gotta fix, and you only get to about 5 of them. And that's part of it. A little bit of a soft spot. We try to rake it so the trucks don't gotta go through it. And then the chopper with the floater, you see it didn't make any ruts. The chopper with the floaters doesn't cut in. Got Marcus right here in front of us. Well, we better slow the old rig down. He's just puttering along, and he's headed over there to the pump. I got a minute because I'm waiting to get some outside camera footage for you guys. I've been slacking this year, I'll be honest, but it's kind of hard sometimes. You're always on the move. That was a new bumper. Sadly, it doesn't look so new anymore. If you know, you know. And there has been no good reason why the bumper is bent on both sides, but it is bent. I will say that. We bent it back, and it was new when we did the engine and paint job. We put a new bumper on it, but whatever. Maybe we'll put another one on it someday. I think he's gonna put another row in there. He said he's filling them. We're on the top of the King Road now, and I don't think I ever mentioned, but we have finished corn, but I don't think I recorded any of the last day. But we finished up that pasture right there. We were planting until, I think, 10, 11 o'clock at night, trying to get it done. I was in the excavator ripping out some fence lines, and Ferdy was plowing, and Alex is harrowing, and we were trying to get it done, and we went a little bit into this grass field too to keep straight lines all the way up. But that used to all be pasture. Now, in the fall, I am turning around a little bit on the corn, but I don't think this corn's out yet. It was the last stuff planted. But in the fall, we'll finish out taking some of those islands there, but it definitely, it looks weird not having it as pasture anymore, but stuff slowly changes. We still have all the dry cows out in pastures. They're just in different ones now, where the heifers used to be. But we really don't have heifers out anymore in the pastures. They're up at the heifer barn. But the pasture comes all the way up to there where the fence line is. Well, we just dumped this load. I gotta get some footage of Pierre working. I said I was gonna get some footage of you working.
Oh, you want me to push?
Yeah, you can go push. Now this is all new for Pierre. He's never used this tractor. It's his first time driving it.
I did once during corn, but it didn't go very good.
Yeah. The control, bucket control really throws people off because it's only for your thumb.
It's weird. This is not used to small.
It is about as small as it gets. Once you learn it,
If it was this one, I think I'd be better.
a lot of people have it on there. Well, I don't know, it's just what it came with because you have a lot of control functions to that computer. Yeah, like I can do an auto shake system that runs with the back 3 buttons. I can slow down it in like turtle mode. I can do the 3 valves for the clamps, and there's like a ride control system. There's a bunch that you wouldn't be able to do through the joystick. Now that would be nice and simple.
Yeah, that's your remote. Right?
That's 1 and 2 remotes.
Yeah.
It's just how it came. You want? If you don't mess up, I'll put it on YouTube. If you mess up, I'll still put it on YouTube. Just put it on the pile. Either way, it's going on YouTube, I guess. So this was the bunk we were feeding out of, and then we hauled a good 20 feet of this up to the heifer barn just to get the bunk more empty. There's not a lot in here right now, but we'll be putting 3 cuts worth in this bunk. That's what we do every year. It really doesn't feel that load. It just plows through it. So we were just filling from this over because we still had a truckload of feed sitting in this corner this morning to haul up for feeding. So now, this afternoon, when it finally got hauled up, we started filling this side. But it's getting there. We'll have it leveled out tomorrow. And then however full it gets, it won't really come back farther than these power lines right here. Because we're expecting this cut to be less anyway, since it's less. We didn't spread any fertilizer except for on a couple fields. I think like 5 fields got fertilizer because they didn't get any shit in the fall or anything. And then whatever grass we're getting has only had shit in the fall, none in the spring like normal, because we just couldn't get on any of the grass this spring and we just put it all on corn. Normally, a lot of times in the spring, we can get manure on a handful of the fields, but not this year at all. I tried on 1 or 2. So it worked, but it wasn't going well. It is a very touchy control system until you get used to how fine it works. But once you figure it out, it's not bad at all. It's a little bucket for it, but for grass it works good. We want to make a 10-footer for corn, and we don't want it bigger than that because bucket systems, they're not as strong as a push blade built because the arch angle has to come up and back. And you're just gonna smash it if you put something too big on the front because the tractor's gonna push it. We ain't worried about the tractor pushing it. It would push a 12-foot blade. It's just, will the integrity of the bucket system hold up? And we don't wanna break it. So the 8-foot bucket works fine on grass because grass pushes hard, it balls up and everything, but corn, it could handle a 10-footer. That right there is a certified professional. I'm gonna get going again. Christoph will be mad that I'm not there. He'll be yelling over the CB in a couple minutes. We're calling it for a night. We just did behind.
My pickup still in the shop, or is it down at the house?
Your truck's at the shop. Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll look at
The camera did not like the steering wheel right there, but where we just did behind Terry's and Tyler's house. We're driving around Allen's right now, right along the corn. Normally we do this with a straight job, but since the corn's not out, we're steering in the corn a little. I don't want to hit that property marker, pop a tire. Put the lockers in because I gotta go straight across to the other field and then turn around over there. I might have been able to turn right, but to make life easier, I'm just gonna drive all the way across. Ooh, the landing gear did not like that. I heard that sucker catching. Or that was the tires hitting on the box. One of the two. But put the lockers in because air ride suspension does not like flexing a lot, and one tire will pick up just a little and then you spin out. So there we go. We're headed out. Thanks for watching. Till the next one.